Hello and welcome to Business Class. Ahead on the show, Cathay Pacific unveils its new and improved The Pier Lounge in Hong Kong. Hawaiian Airlines' new business class product takes off, and we visit the enchanting Japanese city of Kyoto. But first, Qantas and Canadian carrier WestJet have announced an expansion of their existing code-share relationship to include reciprocal frequent flyer benefits. Qantas frequent flyers can now earn points when flying to WestJet's 100 destinations in North America, Central America, the Caribbean and Europe. Joining us with more is James Wilkinson, the travel editor of Time Out and editor-in-chief of Hotel Management magazine. James, thank you so much for joining us. How big a deal is it? They've already had a relationship for a while, but people are pretty obsessed with frequent flyer benefits. Does this mean you're able to upgrade? Does this mean you're earning points? What's the change in the relationship?
Yeah, basically it's going to a system of being able to redeem Qantas points on the Qantas code-share flights on WestJet, but a lot more than that coming. It's going to mean that you can kind of earn, as I read it, earn points on almost any WestJet flight. So it's more of an enhanced partnership, kind of what you'll see already with what Qantas has with the one world carrier like Cathay or British Airways or American. So WestJet, one of the real hidden gems in the North American market. They're the second biggest airline in Canada and a great little boutique airline. And in fact, they've just taken some former Qantas 767s to run international flights to Europe. So you hop on a 76, you might see something familiar on board.
I think raise your name in the seat in front of you or something.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a really good move. They go to 100 destinations in North America, Central America, Caribbean, and Europe, and obviously a great way once you hit Vancouver onto WestJet. Makes it really easy for Qantas frequent flyers to get points, burn points, and earn points.
And also, Qantas obviously already has the existing relationship with American Airlines, right? So this is, I guess, trying to enhance the access into North America.
You know, I think Qantas they've got the new Sydney-Vancouver direct flights now, which are running through summer and then through winter. I think they're seeing a lot of demand from Aussies going to Canada. See, when the Aussie drops off against the greenback, Canada becomes incredibly affordable again because we've got quite a good exchange rate. So the Canadian market has been booming for Australians to go to visit, so Qantas wanting to make them get around a bit easier.
I mean, for WestJet people, the same the other way around. I mean, we have a lot of Australians who I know who go to Canada, obviously on those working holiday visas. Yeah. That's an attractive option if you're actually aware of what that airline is.
Yeah, they're saying fully reciprocal redemption for both airlines in 2017, so quite a good partnership.
Okay, let's talk through, I know you were very excited about the Hawaiian Airlines launch last week. You've been there, you've checked it out. This is the new premium cabin that's come through. Talk us through it. Were you excited? Did it meet all the press?
Oh, I wanted to showcase it last week, but we weren't allowed to because they pushed the embargo back on us, mate. So, a brand new premium cabin. It's got 18 seats in it, fully flat seats in a 222 configuration. There's probably some images coming up. It is a fantastic new product. This is the first of its kind from an Italian design firm called Optimares, and it's got a great attention to detail through the leather in the seats, the patterns. And one thing you'll notice on this new cabin is the entertainment system. There's no actual entertainment system.
There's no screen in the...
No screen. You press a button and this boom comes out.
Right.
And there's one of those new massive iPads goes in.
Right.
So it sits right in front of you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they give it to you in a leather folder, and it comes out and you put it on. And it makes the product look so clean. It makes the cabin look so spacious because in this new really open cabin that's kind of like cocoon kind of shells, it would have actually been really bulky. So they've actually created more space in this brand new business class cabin with this fantastic entertainment system. But the other thing I would like a lot too is there's one dial for the seat. So you can go from upright to fully reclined just by turning this dial.
As opposed to lots of different controls.
Exactly. It's seen on a few airlines. British Airways have it in first class. They've got the dial system, and it makes a remarkable difference. So, really exciting.
Hawaiian Airlines, I guess a lot of people, when I read the frequent flyer websites, get excited obviously because of the stopover opportunity if you're on the way to North America.
Well, really,
well, that's right, exactly. But do they have a lot more to offer? The actual quality of the service that seems to have improved a lot as well?
No, we didn't just get one exclusive. We got a few exclusives up in Honolulu. So I can reveal, say, Hawaiian are looking at a more premium meal service. So one thing we asked them is that, you know, you've got a brand new seat, awesome, but what are you doing with food? So they're going to upgrade the food and cocktail service. They're also investigating at the moment a duvet and pillow sleeper service, which they're working on at the moment to see how that's going to work. So.
When you say a duvet service, that means it's a selection?
So a full proper sleeper service,
right.
Which a lot of airlines aren't doing because what we're seeing now is we're saying, okay, you got a blanket, you got some pillows. In this instance, it's going to be a proper sleeper service because the Sydney-Honolulu flight leaves Sydney at night.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. You feel refreshed when you arrive in the island.
Absolutely.
You actually spoke to one of them on the plane, I believe it was.
Yeah, Avi Manis, who's one of the senior vice presidents of Hawaiian, gave us the first look of any media outlet in the world at the new business class. But they're also doing a lot more with their economy plus service, extra comfort.
Let's have a look. Avi.
We have an extra comfort premium economy product that has 5 extra inches of leg room, some other amenities, and there is this little jewel of a cabin between the second door on the aircraft and the business class cabin. Very private, 10 seats, a really terrific product. And then behind the second door, we have a number of other rows of extra comfort. So that's a product that we've seen a lot of positive response from our guests about.
And you've got to appreciate the consistency of theme wearing the Hawaiian shirt as part of, I assume, the in-flight stewards'
You get a job with anyone in Hawaii, you've got to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay.
And you saw him in those slimline seats too. The new cabin's fantastic.
Right.
There's a secret row right behind the new premium cabin. There's a row and a half of this extra comfort. And it's a tiny little cabin. That's where you want to book a seat.
Okay, that's good to know. Heads up if you're doing Sydney Slate. Let's go also Delta introducing the Comfort Plus on extra routes now to Asia and Latin America. Talk to us through what does Comfort Plus actually entail?
Well, we were just talking about an extra comfort product. So this is Delta's version called Comfort Plus. And what you do is you get priority boarding, dedicated overhead bins, extra leg room, free craft beer, wine and spirits, which is fantastic, some snacks, and complimentary premium entertainment. This is the cabin.
Is this like a premium economy? How does this work? How does it fit into the scheme of it all?
So Delta are launching a new premium economy next year on the A350. This is their existing product. This is like what we see main cabin extra on American.
Okay.
This is what we see on United, same thing. It's economy seats with extra leg room and a few extra perks. Now, what Delta have done, this generally has been a cabin that's been given to frequent flyers, the top frequent flyers, as a complimentary product. Delta, like the other airlines, have decided let's charge 100 or 150 more per sector and let anyone take it. So you could always do this when you were choosing your seat on a lot of those airlines. It would ask you if you wanted it. Now it's coming up actually as a bookable thing from the outset, so you can compare prices right from the outset.
Is it worth it, do you think? How much, if you're paying 100, 150 bucks, do you think it's worth it, or does it depend on the length of the flight you're looking for?
When you look at Delta do Sydney, LA with a Boeing 777, so on that leg, definitely do it. The trouble would be getting a seat, because a lot of the premium frequent flyers take them. Right. On the shorter legs, it really depends, but don't forget, they're going to use this for all the exit rows and everything. So we saw Virgin Australia put a similar announcement in last week on the show, and it's one of those cabins that people are happy to pay a little bit more. So, if it's 120 bucks more on that economy flight to LA, I'd definitely be looking at it.
How do they all compare? This is a question that always comes up between me and my friends when we're travelling to America. I dare say United doesn't have the best reputation by a lot of Australian travellers going across to North America. But say Delta versus American versus United, are they a relatively similar product? Are we seeing a lot of differentiation between them now?
Quite different now, and I'm flying United to LA on Friday, and United have come a long way in the last 10 years. The product is a lot better on board, and they've had a very good economy extra product as well. So what we're seeing, Delta have been very good. America's got a brand new 777 in. The competition, we've never had it this good before. Trans-Pacific, we've got United's brand new Dreamliners, Hawaiian's got the A330s, and Qantas has got the A380s, America's 777s. The product is really, really good, and it's enhanced a lot. So even if you are travelling in economy, pay a little bit more and get a bit better experience. So
okay, let's go north as opposed to going east. A new entry from the Chinese aviation space. We know China's going very aggressively into the space. They're building their own planes, as well as all these airlines seem to be popping up now. We think this is called Beijing Capital Airlines. It could just be Capital Airlines.
Yeah, we had a Google translation on the site. All I could find was Capital Airlines. I'll tell you something about this airline. They're launching Melbourne. They've got one A330. They've got one more coming at the moment. So it's going to come from Shenyang to Melbourne via Qingdao. So a very heavy inbound to Melbourne market. Now, H&A Group, which owns this airline, are actually buying Carlson hotels globally at the moment. So they're really getting heavily into the travel space. They're going to have a huge hotel asset globally with Carlson. But as all we know so far, they're launching Melbourne in September, and they'll be the 6th Chinese carrier into Tullamarine.
So why are they doing this, do you think? Is it a specific type of customer that they're going to be attracting? Do they have a reputation? Is it a different type of organisation?
Very much an emerging airline. They used to be called Deerjet, and they're now called Capital Airlines, but they are growing quite fast. They're one of a number of companies in China that are big travel companies that are now having their own airlines, own hotels. They're seeing this 20 million outbound Chinese. The market's growing phenomenally fast, grabbing them, capturing them, right now they all want to come here to Australia.
Okay, let's talk about Cathay Pacific. It's a relaunch, a refurbishment of the pier in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So now this is their home base. This is what they're known for. You
Yeah.
would assume this has to be the creme de la creme of Cathay Pacific offerings. Or what's your take?
Well, those that know Cathay know they've got several lounges at Hong Kong Airport. They've got the wing, the pier, the cabin, and the piers.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they're all different styled lounges. This one, the pier, the refurb's been coming for some time. This is for the business class lounge.
Right.
They've just increased it by 1,000 square metres, up to seating for up to 550 people. This is up near gate 65. A lot of the Australian flights have been departing from all the A330s from that part of the terminal.
Okay, so important to know.
Yeah, because the airport's so big. I know you were talking about possibly going through Hong Kong.
Yes.
And depending on where your gates are of the lounges, so it is a really fantastic offering for what they've done up there. They've got something called the fast lane and the slow lane.
Okay.
So you get there and you've got two options. You've got the fast lane, which will take you straight into the food hall, where there's a noodle bar. There's a great coffee cart in there as well. I was just recently in the new Bangkok Cathay Lounge. I can tell you the dumpling service, the food service, the cocktails has dramatically increased.
Right.
It is a really, really good product. And then
It's going to be well looked after.
very well looked after, even in the business class, not just the first class lounge. And we've actually got here the slow lane, which is more of the seating area, and windows overlooking the runway and everything else. So, but yeah, really excited about this. 14 shower suites in there. I would definitely use, and obviously.
The big news for those people flying over Hong Kong, especially if they're in gate 65.
It is, and don't forget to go into the tea house.
Okay, good advice there, James. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us on
much.
Business Class. Now, coming up on Business Class, reporter Elizabeth Tilley is headed to Rome, or headed to Rome for the unveiling of the new Alitalia.